In this video, we'll explore common ethical pressure points faced by law students. Moments that can feel casual, harmless, or part of the hustle, but can cross the line into serious problems. As you watch, look for 3 themes: unlicensed practice of law, blurring the line between legal education and legal advice, and honesty and commitment in employment. Ask yourself, what would I do in this situation? What does the bar expect me to do? Let's begin with a law student's phone call from family members who just need a little lawyer help.
Hey, Uncle Jack, how are you?
Hi, Jill. It's Uncle Jack. How are you doing?
I'm good, just keeping busy.
Yeah, I'm sure. Is law school hard? Your mother told me you had a good semester.
I did pretty well, but it is hard. It's definitely hard.
That's great. That's actually why I'm calling.
Oh?
Your mother said you took a class on property law?
Yeah, last semester. I actually did pretty well.
Well, that's good. You see, I have this little problem with my new neighbor. I thought you could help me.
Well...
My stupid new neighbor, they're saying my tree is growing on their property and tearing it up. They want me to remove it. It's a beautiful 100-year-old oak. I'm not gonna chop that up. You know how expensive it is to chop down a tree? They just won't listen, and now they're talking about suing me. Can you help?
My help?
I could use your help, lawyer help. Well...
I'm not a lawyer yet, Uncle Jack.
Oh, you're almost a lawyer, and you know about these things. You just said you took a property law class. I just need you to, maybe write a lawyer letter, to get my neighbors to back off.
Uncle Jack, I can't do that. I'm not a lawyer yet.
Well, I'm not asking you to go to court or anything. I just need you to use some fancy lawyer words to fix this and make my problem go away.
I can't do that. It's not right. I can't say I'm a lawyer if I'm not a lawyer.
You don't have to exactly say that you're a lawyer. You can just say you're helping me or representing my cause or something like that. I really need you. I didn't want to mention it, but, I'm helping you with your tuition. We've never had a lawyer in the family before, and we're all contributing so we can have one.
Uncle Jack, I really appreciate your contribution, but I'm not a lawyer yet, and they told us in law school that we can't represent ourselves out to be lawyers if we're not lawyers. It would be really bad.
Yeah, but I'm sure this isn't what they mean. Family helps family. You can do this for me. I know you can.
In that conversation, Jill did something important. She said no. Even with emotional pressure, even with financial leverage, she recognized that almost a lawyer is not a lawyer, that she cannot hold herself out as counsel, and that helping family in the wrong way can be unlicensed practice of law. Now we shift to a similar but more subtle situation. Jill seeking help from someone who is a lawyer, her adjunct professor. In the next scene, watch how a sincere question about class materials drifts into a request for personal legal advice, and how the professor responds when Jill tries to turn a teacher into her private lawyer. Consider, where is the line between education and representation?
Hey, Professor Chin. That was a great class on copyright. It's wonderful learning from someone who actually practices in the field. But I did have a few questions about what we discussed in class.
Oh, thank you. How can I help you?
Well, you were talking about the copyright process and how that whole thing works. That's what you do, right, at your firm?
Yes, that's what I do. Do you have a question about what we taught in class today?
My question is whether if you have a work that you want to copyright, but you worked on it with other people, what do you do?
Well, it sounds like you're talking about joint authorship. And even with joint authorship, you could still go through the copyright registration process.
I get that, but what if you don't want to do that?
I'm not following you.
Okay, so my real question is, what if you came up with an idea with some friends, but at the end, you really realize it was your idea? How do you get that process copywritten?
Okay,
So you have this thing, right? It's like it was your main thing. It was all you. You did all the work. How do you get that copy written?
Well, that's not really what we covered in class today. Can you be a little more specific?
So how could you do the registration so that it would show that it was only your work?
So you're asking about claiming sole ownership over a project through copyright?
Well, okay. In undergrad, I did a lot of art. I did some comic book drawings, and I came up with some really cool stuff. So how do I get sole ownership of my stuff?
Wait. This is not, this is a special scenario. This is a personal issue for you.
You're a lawyer. I mean, this is what you do.
Yes, I am a lawyer, but I'm not your lawyer. I can't help you with this.
But can't you just give me a hypothetical answer to a hypothetical problem?
I understand this, but I can't help you. Even if it was a hypothetical question or problem, I just can't.
But you're supposed to be here to help us. You're students.
I'm sorry, Joe. I can't. It's inappropriate. Hope you have a nice day.
We've now seen pressure from both sides. A student urged to act like a lawyer before she's licensed, and a professor pushed to act like a personal attorney for a student client he never agreed to represent. In each case, there's a temptation to just help, to treat ethics as flexible when the stakes feel personal. Our final scene moves to another common flashpoint: summer employment. As you watch Jill juggle timelines, pressure, and competing offers, focus on honesty, commitments, and professionalism. What do you owe an employer once you say yes? How you handle these decisions as a student foreshadows how you will handle clients, courts, and conflicts later.
Hello, this is Jill.
Hello, Jill. This is Maria from CNK Law Firm. We really enjoyed meeting you a few weeks back, and we'd like to offer you a position for the summer.
Wow, that's fantastic. Can you tell me more?
Well, I know we discussed a full-time position, but at this time, we only have a part-time position available. I know you told us that your semester ends on Monday, and so we would need you to start on Tuesday.
Oh, that's really soon. Today's Friday, so that's only a few days away.
I understand, but that's when we're starting our summer people in the office. And so we want to make it easier on ourselves and training everyone together.
What does part-time mean?
I think we can give you about 20 hours a week.
Is this an hourly pay?
Yes, hourly pay, and it would be $20 per hour.
Okay, and how would I know my exact schedule?
Well, this is something we can discuss further on Tuesday when you come in. Are we seeing you then?
I'm not sure. Can I please have some time to think about it?
No, we didn't answer today, unfortunately.
Today?
Yes. We have others who might want to have the position, but don't get me wrong, we do want you to have the position. And like I said, there's a lot of paperwork that needs to be done. That's why you would need to start on Tuesday.
Oh, well, can I call you back later today?
It's already 4 p.m. right now, and the department that handles the paperwork, they're leaving soon, and they're not gonna be here much longer.
Well, I really did like your firm, and I really do need a job, so I accept.
Across these scenarios, a pattern emerges. Long before bar admission, your choices are building or weakening your professional reputation. You saw a student asked to play lawyer for family and refuse, correctly recognizing the risks of unlicensed practice. You saw a professor draw a clear line when a student tried to convert classroom access into free individual representation. And you saw a student confronted with a high-pressure job decision where professionalism meant slowing down and asking questions. Whether you are a student, a professor, or a potential employer, the core expectations stay the same. Be honest about your role. Be clear about who you represent. Don't mislead others about your status, and don't sacrifice integrity for convenience, money, or flattery. The lesson is straightforward. You don't become a professional after you're sworn in. You're rehearsing for it now. Treat your words, your promises, and your boundaries as if your license depends on them, because one day it will.